A Monday afternoon, rush hour traffic. A woman sits in her car on Chicago's South Side, maybe checking her phone, maybe adjusting the rearview mirror. Her child is in the back seat. Another vehicle pulls up beside her. In 3 seconds, her life is over. Arianna Bosby, 26 years old, a mother with dreams of empowering young girls, was shot in the abdomen at 7600 South Vincennes Avenue. She died hours later at the University of Chicago Medical Center. The police called it a drive-by. No arrests, no suspects. Case went cold before the blood dried on the pavement. But here's the thing about Chicago's streets. They don't wait for official investigations. Within hours, social media had already delivered its own verdict. Ariana wasn't killed randomly. She was executed. And the reason? She allegedly gave up someone's location, a move that got him killed first. Now, before you click away, ask yourself this. Have you ever shared someone's whereabouts without thinking twice? A quick text? A tagged photo? A casual mention of where someone's going to be? We all do it. But what if that one message signed someone's death warrant? What if it signed yours? If this story makes you think twice about who you trust and what you share, hit that like button. Because what happened to Ariana isn't just about gang violence. It's about how one decision, one conversation, one connection can make you a target even when you're 140 miles away trying to build a better life. The question that haunted everyone who heard about Ariana's death wasn't just who pulled the trigger. It was, can you ever really escape the consequences of the company you keep? Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. It's just before 5 p.m. on a Monday, the kind of hour when people are heading home from work, picking up groceries, thinking about dinner. Ariana Bosby, known in the rap scene as GAri, or simply Ari, is sitting in her car on the 7600 block of South Vincennes Avenue, a stretch of road in Greater Grand Crossing where every block has a story, and most of them don't end well. She's not alone. Her child is with her. Then a second vehicle appears, not speeding, not swerving, just there, pulling up with purpose. A window rolls down, one shot, straight to the abdomen. The car speeds off. The 26-year-old rapper is bleeding out in the driver's seat while her child sits frozen in the back. Witnesses call 911. Paramedics rush her to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but the damage is done. By the time doctors finish fighting to save her, Ariana Bosby is gone. Her child will carry that image forever. But this wasn't random. Someone wanted Ari dead. The question was, why? Here's where things split into two separate realities. Reality 1, the official investigation. Chicago police arrived at the scene. They confirmed the shooting. They confirmed the victim. They took statements. And then, nothing. No arrests, no suspects, no leads. The case file stays open. But let's be honest, drive-by shootings in high-conflict zones rarely get solved. Witnesses don't talk. Surveillance footage is grainy or non-existent. The shooters vanish into the same streets they came from. For the police, Ariana Bosby's death became another statistic in a city drowning in unsolved homicides. Reality 2, the street verdict. While detectives were still processing the crime scene, social media was already holding court, and the verdict came fast. Ariana didn't die because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She died because she committed the ultimate betrayal. The allegation: Ariana gave up the location of a man named THF Zoo, real name Devonshire Collier, and once his enemies had that information, they hunted him down and killed him. Now let's be clear, this is alleged, unconfirmed. No police report backs this up. But in Chicago's street wars, confirmation doesn't matter, belief does. And once the streets believed Ariana was responsible for Zoo's death, her own death became inevitable. So who was THF Zoo? He was affiliated with THF, the highly feared, a faction tied to the OTF umbrella. These aren't just neighborhood cliques. They're organized, ruthless, and they keep receipts. Zoo was reportedly killed in Chicago's Little Village area, and whether Ariana actually gave up his location or not, someone believed she did. And that belief was enough. Here's what makes this even more calculated. Ariana was shot at 76th and Vincennes. the exact location she allegedly betrayed. If that's true, her killers didn't just want her dead. They wanted to send a message. They executed her at the scene of her alleged crime. Safety tip. Let's pause here because this matters for everyone, not just people in street life. Your digital footprint is permanent. Every location you share, every tagged photo, every "I'm here" post, it's all data. And in the wrong hands, that data becomes a weapon. If someone asks where you or someone else is going to be, ask yourself, why do they need to know? Because once that information leaves your phone, you lose control of what happens next. Ariana's story, whether the allegation is true or not, shows how dangerous loose lips or careless sharing can be. But here's what doesn't add up. Ariana didn't even live in Chicago. She lived in Normal, Illinois, 140 miles away. She had dreams. She wanted to help others, to empower young girls. Her family described her as someone with a big future ahead of her. So how does a woman trying to build a life outside the chaos end up executed in broad daylight? The answer lies in one connection, one relationship, one name. 757 BA. That's the name that sealed Ariana's fate. He was her partner, the father of her child. And at the time of her death, he was sitting in a jail cell fighting a murder charge, what the streets call fighting a body. While he was locked up, unable to protect himself or his family, Ariana became the most vulnerable piece on the board.
GAri to GAri to I know ain't nothing trying to call myself. It's me, yeah, it's me, yeah, it's me.
Here's the math that doesn't care about your intentions. In street wars, association equals affiliation. It doesn't matter if you're actively involved. It doesn't matter if you're trying to stay neutral. The moment you're connected to someone in the conflict, you inherit their enemies. 757 BA was affiliated with the 757 faction. THF Zoo, Devonshire Collier, was part of THF, the highly feared, which operates under the OTF umbrella. These factions were already at war, and when Zoo was killed, someone had to pay. But BA was untouchable behind bars, so they went after the next best thing. They went after Ariana. Now think about the location again, 76th and Vincennes. That's where Ariana was killed, and according to the street narrative, that's the exact spot she allegedly gave up Zoo's location. The shooters didn't just want her dead. They wanted everyone watching to understand the message. You betray us here, you die here. You betray us here, you die here. The symbolism wasn't accidental. This was revenge dressed up as justice, a public execution designed to remind every associate, every girlfriend, every family member, there are no bystanders in this war. Ariana had tried to escape this life. She lived 140 miles away in Normal, Illinois, building a future far from Chicago's bloodstained blocks. But distance meant nothing when your name was on a list. Let's break down the cycle because it's brutally simple. Step 1. THF, Zoo gets killed. Whether Ariana actually gave up his location or not, the streets decided she did. Step 2. Zoo's allies demand retaliation, but 757 BA is locked up. He can't be touched. So they do what happens when the primary target is out of reach. They go after the secondary target, the partner, the mother of his child. Step 3. Ariana is executed in broad daylight, in front of her child, at the very location she allegedly betrayed. This wasn't just about killing Ariana. It was about punishing BA through the person he couldn't protect. It was about proving that even jail bars can't shield you from consequences. Your family becomes your weakness. Your loved ones become collateral damage. And here's the part that should terrify anyone paying attention. Traditional boundaries don't exist anymore. Mothers aren't safe. Children aren't safe. The old codes, don't touch women, don't involve kids, those rules died a long time ago. When Ariana was shot with her child in the back seat, it confirmed what many already knew. Nothing is off limits. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed in a relationship or a friendship because you didn't want to seem disloyal? Have you ever ignored red flags because walking away felt like betrayal? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Because Ariana's story forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes loyalty costs more than we're willing to pay. Safety. Tip. Here's what you need to understand. If someone in your life is involved in high-risk activity, whether it's street conflict, illegal enterprises, or dangerous feuds, You are automatically at risk by proximity. You don't have to be doing anything wrong. You just have to be connected. Pay attention to patterns. Are people around you getting threatened? Are there whispers about retaliation? Are you being asked questions about someone's whereabouts or schedule? These aren't random. They're reconnaissance. And if you're being asked, you're already considered part of the equation. Leaving isn't betrayal, it's survival. But for Arianna, leaving wasn't enough. She had already made her choice. She had a child with 757 BA. That connection was permanent. And in the ruthless algebra of street justice, permanent connections mean permanent targets. The shooters who killed her weren't just settling a score with Arianna. They were sending a message to every woman, every family member, every associate tied to their enemies. We will find you. We will make you pay. And no one, not distance, not innocence, not children, will stop us. Ariana Bosby wanted to empower young girls. She wanted to make a difference. She wanted a future that didn't look like the violence that consumed her past. Instead, she became a lesson in what happens when you can't outrun the choices you've already made. Here's what gets lost in all the violence and allegations. Arianna Bosby was a real person with real dreams. She wasn't defined by faction loyalty or street politics. She was GAri, a rapper trying to make her mark.
Yeah, bitch, and I'm pretty as fuck. If you play to my drums, gon' drum through.
She was passionate about her music, about helping others, about empowering young girls who could see themselves in her story. Her family said she had big plans for her future. She wanted to be someone who lifted people up, not someone caught in the crossfire of endless retaliation. But when you search for Arianna Bosby online, you don't find her story. You find someone else entirely. There's a lawyer named Arianna Bosby, spelled slightly different, who practices in Colorado. She has a degree in public policy from the University of Colorado. She holds leadership positions in state bar associations. She's accomplished, credentialed, thriving. That's not the Arianna who died on Vincennes Avenue. The real Arianna, 26 years old, known as Ari in the rap community, living in Normal, Illinois, mother to a young child. Her story got buried under search results and social media rumors. Her music, her message, whatever she was building before that Monday afternoon, it's gone, erased by the violence that took her and the narrative that replaced her. After her death, her family organized a candlelight vigil. They asked for privacy. They mourned a daughter, a mother, an artist who wanted more than what she got. And that's the tragedy here. Arianna wasn't trying to be part of this world. She lived 140 miles away. She had a child to raise, she had bars to write, and stages to reach. But her connection to 757 BA meant none of that mattered. Who she wanted to be lost to, who she was forced to become in death. A cautionary tale, a warning, a name on a long list of people who couldn't escape the weight of association. She dreamed of empowering young girls through her music. Instead, she became a lesson in how quickly those dreams can be extinguished when you're tied to the wrong person at the wrong time. So where does that leave us? In the eyes of Chicago police, Arianna Bosby's case remains open. No arrests, no suspects in custody. The investigation is technically active, but realistically, it's cold. Drive-by shootings in conflict zones rarely get solved. Witnesses don't cooperate. Evidence disappears. The shooters blend back into the streets they came from. Detectives move on to the next body, the next grieving family, the next unsolvable puzzle. In the eyes of the streets, case closed, justice served. Arianna allegedly gave up THF Zoo's location. Zoo got killed. Arianna got killed in return. The ledger is balanced, the message is sent. Move on to the next conflict, the next betrayal, the next execution. Two systems, two verdicts, two completely different definitions of justice. Remember what we asked at the beginning? That question about sharing someone's location without thinking twice? A quick text, a tagged photo, a casual mention of where someone's heading. We all do it, but for Arianna, one alleged slip, one moment of giving up information, became her death sentence. Whether she actually did it or not became irrelevant. The belief was enough. And once the streets believe something, the consequences follow regardless of truth. Here's the thing that should keep you up at night. What happens when street justice fills the void left by official justice? When police can't solve cases, when witnesses won't talk, when communities stop trusting the system to protect them, who decides what's fair? Who decides who deserves to die? And who's next when the cycle keeps spinning? Ariana wanted to escape. She tried. She moved away. She built a life. But the past doesn't stay buried when it's connected to someone still in the fight. Her partner was behind bars fighting a murder charge, and she paid the price for his war. Her child will grow up without a mother. Her family buried a daughter who dreamed of making the world better. And somewhere in Chicago, the people who killed her are still free, convinced they did what had to be done. So here's my question for you. When does the cycle end? When does someone say enough and walk away before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me if you think Ariana had a way out, or if her fate was sealed the moment she chose 757 BA. Because these aren't just Chicago problems. These are human problems. Loyalty, survival, the impossible choice between staying and leaving. And if this story made you think differently about the choices we make and the people we stand by, hit that subscribe button. Because every week, we're breaking down real stories that show the true cost of the decisions we think won't catch up to us. Arianna Bosby was 26. She was a mother. She had dreams. On a Monday afternoon, all of that ended in 3 seconds. And the people responsible, they're still out there. Still watching, still waiting. Still enforcing their own version of justice. Our hearts ache for Ariana's family. Words feel inadequate. But please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in the memories of Ariana. Thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.